Just give me a reason to keep my heart beating. Don't worry, it's safe right here in my arms. As the world falls apart around us, all we can do is hold on, hold on.
What is up, guys? DT Ninja back with another breakdown for you guys from Itachi Shinden Hen. This is going to be from Anya Hen, which is the Darkest Night. This is the Book of Darkest Night. So it's going to be the second novel. We're finished with the first novel. We're going to start with Itachi and Sasuke. So this breakdown will be focusing on him and Sasuke and some moments they have together, and specifically a moment where was never shown in the original story. So that's the whole point of, doing these breakdowns, to share with you some that were shown before, but also, to show some new material. So we're going to get right into it. So first things first, you guys can see I'm going to share with you a couple things from the second novel. So first, you can see it's a pretty cool cover here. You got Sasuke in the Anbu. He's got the crows surrounding him. You got the Mangekyo here. Now, when you open it up, you have the manga. Okay, so you have the manga from Kishimoto. And it's got Fugaku's words here, and it's quite sad, right? It's quite sad because Itachi's crying right before he kills his father, but his father says, even though our philosophies differ, I'm truly proud of you. I'm still proud of you, and you're really a gentle child. So that's what this front cover says, and this is from the Naruto manga, obviously. So Kishimoto wrote this out, and it's a special thing for the novel. So I thought it was a really cool addition for the novel collectors. And then in the back we have him on the night of the moonlit night. So you got Itachi here. And I think I showed this in my latest review, but anyways, it shows here, and it has his words at the time, which are also in the original, and he says, I should have told you before this happened. Now, it doesn't happen until later on, right? Later on we see this part, but he says, I should have told you from the very beginning, but now it's too late, and then he says Sasuke. So this is kind of a little extra you get, kind of similar to the extra you get for the Jiraiya novel, which is an entire cover thing with all the manga on it. It's pretty cool. But anyway, this is the Itachi version, so anyways, that's pretty much how that works. When you open it up, you get a really cool color page. So when you open it up, you get Anbu Itachi with Kakashi. So both Anbu, Kakashi, and Itachi, and that's a really cool color page. I like that color page. And then you open it up, and you got another scan of Itachi. You got him, perched on the telephone pole here, and right here, this is him as Anbu on the night of. Then you got, a little Hokage. So you got a little here and there, and then you got the characters presented, So it's got all of them here, Izumi. Although Izumi is not drawn. Izumi was never drawn by Kishimoto, so what they did with the studio, I enjoyed their interpretation of how they drew her. But anyways, he did not draw her. Also, Sugaru was never drawn. Sugaru is one of Itachi's subordinates. Itachi's the captain of the Anbu. So he's got subordinates under him, and Sugaru was one of them, and he was also not drawn. So the main characters like Sasuke and obviously Shisui, Danzo, Hiruzen, Fugaku, all these are drawn, but not the others. So even Shisui's crow, right? That's how the novel looks inside. It's mostly just words, you know. It's a novel after all, but I do like you know, how they gave you the part of the manga and even quotes at the beginning. So I mean, it just makes you have that nostalgia of the series, and it really makes you want to read more, you know. All right, and another special thing besides the manga covers you get at the but by the way, when these come out in English, if they are released in English, these are only in Japanese because, as you know, English only does one cover. This is the original cover. So this is something that only the original, you know, source comes from. So, but anyways, I want to share that with you guys. It also comes with a collector's card. I can't remember if I shared this with you guys. So this is Kakashi and Itachi, you know, a collector's card. It's pretty cool. It's basically the color page, but it's in a cool collector's card. So it's got, you know, him as Anbu on the back, and in the front, you know, you got them with their masks on. So it's pretty awesome. I also have one for Shisui. I shared that one already. But when you share them together, it's pretty cool looking, you know. So he's not Anbu here, but he's a hidden leaf ninja. Obviously, probably Chunin here, and his and Shisui's probably Jonin, maybe Anbu, but it doesn't look like he's in his Anbu outfit. So anyway, these are the special collector's cards you get when you buy the novel. All right, guys, let's get into the main part of the of my discussion, and that is the breakdown. So the breakdown we're going to start with is Itachi and Sasuke, you know, talking to each other, discussing about their lives. But before we even get into that, I want to share with you guys a little bit what we see in the novel. So in the novel, we start, the second novel is going to start right at the Uchiha backstory. We're talking about, you know, my dream is no longer, you know, the present. My dream lies in the past. You guys remember the, you know, the quote that Sasuke tells Naruto, and then we see the backstory, and we go right into the scene with the shuriken jutsu. Obviously, you know, Itachi's got the kunai, he's flying them everywhere, you know, and Itachi gets them all on the target. And actually, novel 1 shows this this scene on the cover of the first novel. So you can see the scene. That's where this second novel begins, where he's doing these. Itachi says, you know, I have an important mission tomorrow. Yurusei, Sasuke, mata konda na. You know, sorry, Sasuke, next time. You know, next time. Now, this important mission is going to be an assassination. Now, Itachi is going to be entering the Anbu. And remember, in my timeline video, I shared that his entrance exam is an assassination. Now, this assassination is that one. So, Mukai is going to be the target, and Shisui and Itachi are going to fight against Mukai. Now, my next breakdown will be that fight. I'm going to share that fight with you guys. So, that fight will be, you know, my next breakdown. But anyways, that's the important mission, an assassination. So that's a little bit more info for you guys. But like I said, it's going to be in my next breakdown. Let's get into this one, because right after that, you know, Sasuke says, you know, watch me, big brother, you know, and he tries to, you know, use the kunai, and he hurts himself, you know, he twists his ankle, and Itachi walks him back, that nostalgic scene where he's walking him back, and he's, you know, teaching him a little bit about his heritage, you know, he teaches him about the village, teaches him about, you know, the Leaf Police Force, you know, and also You know, that's why his father works there. You know, his ancestor was originally Uchiha, as well as the founder of the village. So we get that you know, that importance in the scene. So that scene is the very beginning of our second novel. That scene is the very scene in our second novel. So after that, okay, we got the scene, the assassination. So after that, they go home. The next day is the assassination, and like I said, that's going to be my next breakdown. But then a few days go by. I think it's 2 days later, okay, 2 days later, after the assassination, there is another scene with Sasuke and Itachi. Now, Sasuke has entered the academy. Okay, he's entered the academy. So you could say it's after the scene where, you know, him and his father are talking about, you know, a special meeting, and he's like, we have to go to the entrance ceremony. You guys remember that scene. Anyways, it's after that because he's already entered into the academy, and this is where, you know, a break, it's kind of break time. You know, so Itachi's coming home from a mission, and Sasuke's coming home from academy. So they kind of meet together, and it's kind of break time. You know, so Itachi's coming home from a mission, and Sasuke's coming home from academy. So they kind of meet together, and they have a little discussion together. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. All right, so starting with the first part, it is no matter. I'm sorry. Brotherly time in the park. Sasuke and Itachi are in the park having a discussion about their lives as shinobi. While most of the conversation is towards Sasuke, the narration reveals much about Itachi, including his girlfriend or, you know, friend Izumi, and how he truly feels about her, as well as the activities and training and talks with Shisui. So there's quite a bit in the narration, but I'll try to make it, you know, obvious when it's narration and not. Itachi sat down on the bench next to his little brother, and he asked, "How's the academy?" As Itachi was thirsty, he cooled his throat down with some juice. "I've been learning a lot in order to be just like you, big brother." When he held the can tightly in his hands, a drop of water fell. Sasuke looked up at his big brother and smiled. Itachi knew it benefited him greatly to train with Shisui, but he deeply cared for his younger brother. Ever since Sasuke entered the academy, they say he will be like Itachi. They get a real sense that the brothers of Uchiha are similar. Itachi's mission had ended early, and Sasuke was about to return home. But this was not a normal occurrence for these two, because they're not always together. They wanted to take the opportunity, and even now, when they spend time together with Sasuke, Itachi feels at peace with him more than anyone. Every day, there is a heavy burden placed on his shoulders, but with Sasuke, all those cares seem to melt away. These days he meets with Shisui, and they talk about their fate of the clan, the fate of their clan. They also discuss the many years they've been training together. They even talk about Izumi, and how her heart carries a fondness for him. He is not able to open up to her, but as time passes, he feels a great pressure to do so. There wasn't anything he could do in the end. All he could do was simply help his little brother and his training. The truth is, without thinking, he was just being himself. A shinobi above all else, and a loving brother. So, is the academy boring then? Well, I don't think so, but Sasuke begins to mumble as he stares at the opening of the can. For some reason, Itachi was thinking of his little brother. You know, your way of thinking and talent greatly differ. Didn't you make any friends yet? Itachi was concerned about his little brother at the academy due to his own isolation. That's how Itachi felt towards himself. more than anyone. He was able to see faults in people, but not only people, but the system itself. He saw children the same age as his comrades. His way of thinking and all who he met were complete opposites. For Sasuke, it's probably not an issue, but it was a vague thought. Like himself, he wondered if he also has an awkward side or social disposition, because he gets the feeling his little brother wants to be just like him. But there are others his age that he should learn to accept and even socialize with. One in particular is one that Sasuke seems to hate. I don't think there's anything good about that guy. I mean, that guy has not been able to perfect even a single ninjutsu. So, how are things going with Naruto? Sasuke's eyes suddenly stuck out after hearing the name coming out of his older brother's mouth. He looked up at Itachi with a shocking gaze, as if he was exposed. Itachi himself was surprised. Why did you mention Naruto's name? Though I don't understand it, still, for some reason, I feel that you are the same age, and this kid with the blonde hair, I guess I'm just curious. That guy, in everything he does, is completely useless. Besides, one way or another, we will collide with each other. So then, is this guy that bothersome? This Naruto, so you've been fighting with him? Well, he's just a loser who gets in my way. Even though you don't think much of this guy, he has something. So, about this fighting between you two, if you feel the need to talk about it with your friend, then you should go ahead and do it. That guy will never be my close friend. Someday, Sasuke, someday. As he said those words, he placed his palm on Sasuke's forehead. As Itachi smiled back at Sasuke, an angry look came over him. There's no way that will ever happen, big brother. Don't speak such nonsense as father. Let's go home, Sasuke. Alright, guys. So, this scene is at the park, okay? So, I'm going to break it down for you guys. So, obviously the narration kind of broke down what's going on in both of their lives. But as far as it's about Naruto, which is really interesting. Itachi is wondering how he's doing, and Sasuke just mutters to himself, that loser, you know, he's always getting in my way, you know, and Itachi realizes it's Naruto. You know, he's really smart. He knows about Naruto even more so than Sasuke does. And, you know, he's like, so you're not getting along with him? You know, you should talk to him. And he's like, you know, I will never be that guy's friend. You know, never. You know, it's very interesting because, you know, he's kind of, you know, seeing through Sasuke. You know, he sees that he wants to become friends with him, but it's kind of like, you know, I'm not doing it, brother. You know, you're not going to make me. And he's like, at the end, he says, someday, Sasuke, someday, someday. I mean, this guy is predicting the future. This was interesting. You know, he's already predicting his friend for Sasuke, so that was very interesting. But yeah, this scene I really enjoyed. It's just another scene that was not shown in the original series, and it really does connect back to everything. You know, they're talking about Naruto. They're talking about, you know, them fighting. He's like, one way or another, we're gonna collide. We're gonna hit heads. It's because Sasuke and Naruto are always competing against each other, and you guys saw it, you know, throughout the series. But it's really interesting how, you know, Itachi's trying to tell Sasuke, you know, don't try to isolate yourself, you know. And that goes back to that quote he says, when you become, you know, when you have power, you become arrogant and isolated from the world. And that's so true, you know. You become arrogant and isolated from this world. So he was actually telling the truth at that time, because it's true. You know, he doesn't want Sasuke to be arrogant and isolated, even though he has, you know, skill, you know, that Naruto doesn't have. He realizes Naruto has something that Sasuke doesn't. And that's why he says, you know, hold on to that friendship. Hold on to that bond. It's important. You know, like Shisui for me, you know, don't let that go, you know. That's an important thing to keep hold of. So I really enjoyed the scene. I hope you guys enjoyed my breakdown of it. And that's pretty much it.